everyone, so it's Abby here. So I'm finally ready to talk about this. So I have autistic catatonia, which is a form of catatonia caused by autism, and it's very scary, and it's been something that I've been experiencing autistic catatonic episodes now for probably 2 months, full episodes, but actually it's been something that has slowly creeped up and creeped up and creeped up. And there were actually a lot of warning signs for earlier, but we didn't know them. Doctors didn't know them even because it's something that is so unknown and uneducated and not talked about a lot, because when people think of catatonia, they automatically think of schizophrenia or things like that. They don't think of autism being a cause for catatonia, which it is. And yeah, so the first question I got is, can you describe it in 3 words? And the 3 words I would use to describe it would be scary, overwhelming, and frozen. The next question I got is, was there anything that specifically triggered it? Or what? Yeah, was there anything that specifically triggered it? So the answer to that is yes, there was. I'm not really allowed to talk about the thing in particular that triggered it, but there was something. But like I said, it was built up over time. So some of the early symptoms we, now looking back, noticed as they were signs of autistic catatonia was I became less interested in things, and I was tired a lot, and I was really slow in my responses to people, and it looked a lot like a autistic shutdown or a something of similar situation. And I think that now looking back, if you know, it's important to bring it up if it's looking like, it just looked like I was slowing down, I guess. And a lot of it we blamed on my medication, and we were like, oh, it's just my medication. But then once I got on the right medication to treat catatonia, which I'll go into soon, then I gained so much things back. And yeah, the difference is quite amazing. But it was a slow process for me. I gradually got worse and worse and worse. It started off with me having non-verbal episodes. So I'd have non-verbal episodes, and they'd last for a little bit, then they just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, and more regular and more regular and more regular and more regular. And then I had my first full catatonic episode, which lasted about an hour. That was scary, and obviously no one knew what was going on, so it was a very panicked situation. But yeah, it's a crazy thing to have happened, and I'm glad now that hopefully I'm on the other side of it, but I can't say for sure because I don't know, but I'm, doing a lot better now, so that's really cool. The next question is, what is it like to experience it? So when I'm experiencing a full catatonic episode, the only way I can describe it is like you're stuck, unable to move, unable to speak, but internally you're screaming, help me, help me, help me. And sometimes people aren't even aware that you're having a catatonic episode. And so it's really isolating and really scary and frightening. And what kind of goes on in my brain is just like a billion things at once. Because for me, the catatonia almost acts as like a computer reset. So if you imagine my brain's a hard drive, and its computer is being overloaded from whether that be sensory information, because mine's autistic catatonia, or that be social overwhelm or anxiety or just tiredness, any of those things, it really can be like my brain just gets so overwhelmed it just stops, and I just get frozen where I am and in funny positions, like with my arm up here, or like doing this, or like weird positions, or sometimes I'll just be completely floppy, and yeah, and then sometimes after the episode I feel quite nauseous, sometimes before the episode I feel quite nauseous, and sometimes I feel tired after them, very tired, but hopefully others feel less alone, or hopefully that they can, pick up on some of the early warning signs, and yeah. The next question I got is, do I feel it coming on? And the answer is sometimes. So sometimes I get tingling in my fingers, or like I mentioned earlier, I feel sick, or I feel just really, really overwhelmed, and I'm like, I need to sit down, my body sends it, I need to sit down. Or sometimes I don't get to sitting down and I'm frozen standing up, and someone eventually comes and finds me and will like lay me down or something. So yes, I do feel it sometimes coming on, but then sometimes it's just random. So throughout this experience, there's been 2 ambulance visits, 2 emergency department visits, a urgent care doctor visit, lots of trips back and forth to my GP and my mental health team, trip to a neurologist, an MRI, a ECG, lots and lots of tests and things had to be ruled out before they came to this diagnosis. And actually we were very lucky that we, well, it wasn't lucky, but that the doctor, the neurologist saw me having one of these episodes and was like, that is catatonia. And so, yeah, it was, just wanted to add that in there. You're thinking your body to move, you're saying move, 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 but your body's just not, and it's scary, and it's something that is, and it's scary for those around you too, because those around you are your family and friends and people like that who find it really scary. What has helped? So when people think of autistic catatonia, they think of things really scary like electric shock therapy, or when they think of catatonia in general, because they don't, not a lot is known about autistic catatonia. But for me, what has really helped is a medication called lorazepam, and that medication has been so life-changing. It does, however, come with its side effects of being addictive, and you develop a tolerance to it and things like that. But also lifestyle changes have been really important to me. That's why we have made the very difficult decision to sell Anna, one of my horses, just because having 2 horses is a lot, and she is a lot more work. She's a Hanoverian, she's warm-blooded, she's, a little Ferrari, and as much as she is an amazing dressage horse, her ground manners are not very good, and I just find that it's just too much for me at the moment. So I'm going to stick to slow pav and just, have one horse, which takes a lot of that pressure off me. And Pav's very, very, very easy to do anything with, and I don't have the pressure of I need to ride, or, those sorts of things. Other lifestyle changes have also been helpful, like having my support workers, or finding apps. Like I use this app that a friend suggested called Twinkle, which is a communication app for when I'm having a non-verbal episode, or often after an episode of paralysed and not able to speak. I can't speak for a couple hours afterwards, so that app's so helpful. I do also have communication cards. I don't use them as much, but that's something that I have. So yeah, so I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments and I will try my best to answer them. But yeah, still something I'm learning, and yeah, Rosie also isn't trained yet to help me with them, but she does do deep pressure therapy after I've had one, which helps calm me down from having one. So yeah, I will, if you want to know more about that, I can make a video on that too. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye.